If you want, what I could do is when I do this video, if I decide to do it, I can promote your business.
Yeah, definitely. That would be great. Are you from the area?
No, from Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Basically New Orleans. There was a Cajun Classic last year. That's the only one they have in Louisiana. But it was canceled this year.
But the most important part is who you inspire. You could all you want. But if you're not inspiring someone and helping them motivate them, what are you doing with that first place?
Definitely got a good pump.
Oh, yeah.
I like the vascular response, but I probably could be a little fuller. But here's the thing. We got a nice live response, so it's going to look good on stage.
Documents. I'm gonna say, yeah, I was with these fellas, man. No, you good. Bring it in.
Thank you all for doing this. This is great.
Good apple.
You'd already get to work, you just gonna enhance
I'm
what
feeling
you
good
do.
right now. I'm feeling good right now. I got something pretty good going. Just gotta take deep breaths, relax, and just relax.
Getting tag team there?
Yeah.
Next up to the stage, we have competitor number 18, Evan Vasquez from Metairie, Louisiana. We would like to thank God first, his family, friends, and clients for their support. He placed first in his age group at the New Roads Triathlon, as well as first and third in Masters Classic and Open Classic Physique at the NGA Central Florida Classic.
Gonna make a change for what's in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collarbone, I feel around the road. The speed in my mind. I see the kids in the street, but not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see them need? I saw much disregard, my broken bottle down.
All right, you guys, so a little post-contest reflection here for the 2020 OCB Queen City Showdown. First off, very pleased with the organizers. Hats off to all the competitors. Competition was absolutely sensational today. I was very pleased with the competition. I thought it was very stiff competition across the board in terms of what I saw. I love how they split up the show, the men in the morning, the women in the evening. You know, we did the best we could. You know, considering the circumstances. All that being said, in terms of my performance, I certainly feel very good about it, and really enjoyed the routine, worked on it, and the thing that you really like is when it goes exactly as you planned. In fact, even better. In this case, it went better. I threw in some extra poses there. I really got in the rhythm. I felt the energy. I felt the audience. They were certainly you know, watching closely. I can feel that, and when I feel that, it just motivates me and inspires me to just kind of inspire, you know, to do what I worked hard to do for the show, and that's execute. And you know, also goes with the racing, you know, the preparation, the planning, and regardless of how I did, which I didn't make the top 5, which is, I'm fine with that. Look, like I said, hats off to the competition. And, you know, the pictures, I'll take a look at that later. But in terms of the pump, the peak that I hit for the show, I saw the video. I saw myself definitely better than the last one and made progress, and especially compared to last year. So that's a good thing. Learned a lot in training. I learned a lot and you know, lots of things. There's so much I can talk about. First off, the preparation, the playing, the flight, everything was executed well. Picking a Whole Foods, that's literally like, I mean, I can literally look out my hotel window and see the Whole Foods. It's literally a stone's throw away. All of that, the execution, I got a good rate here at the Garden Inn Hilton. Beautiful area. And, you know, everything was just smooth. Even got my mini scale just to make sure, because, you know, what I'm learning about this, you know, in terms of peaking and preparation, all this and that, is it's a glycogen game. And what I mean by that is, muscle fullness is, a lot of it is related to glycogen status. Now, granted, you have to be lean enough to a certain point, and then after that, within, 48 hours or so, I mean, it's unlikely that you'll be adding body fat within that time period, especially if you stay on point with the nutrition. But it becomes a glycogen game. What I mean by that is, you know, for every gram of carbohydrates binds 3 to 4 grams of water, roughly, right? So there's a timing to it. Not only does it take, like I said, and I think I've said this before, it's like an IV drip when we store carbohydrates, but it's literally like a faucet when we burn up carbohydrates. We can burn carbohydrates if we're exercising at a vigorous intensity or at a fairly high intensity for 2 hours. We can burn through most of the glycogen stores in the muscles that were trained and so forth. And so here's the thing, 2 hours to really degrade glycogen, guess how long it takes to replenish? As much as 22 to 24 hours. So that's where timing is crucial. Not to mention other things that can affect glycogen status, such as stress and sleep. And I'm looking into all these things and learning. And then on top of that, it's like, well, you know, if you're a little flat, it's not an end-all be-all. It's actually totally fine. What's interesting is, after contracting a muscle, whether it be a lightweight exercise or workout or whatever, some lightweight exercise, muscle contraction, glycogen resynthesis is primed. We prime insulin sensitivity. And so, you know, there's a paper, a really good paper that I saw about ways that we can, you know, accelerate glycogen synthesis, since timing's important, right? Based on when you're anticipated to be on stage. You want to be nice and full and timed properly. You want the glycogen to be in the muscle, and you want the water to follow into the muscle, so you can get that nice intracellular fullness and have extracellular be at a normal level, right? And you can actually accentuate that response by pumping up. I mean, it's, the research is out there on natural bodybuilding in terms of these effective strategies and peaking strategies. It's not like a, you know, to me, it's not like an overhaul. It's more like subtle adjustments across the board. And for instance, for one of the glucose transporters in the intestines is a sodium co-transport. In other words, that's why a little bit of sodium, which I know it's like water retention, yeah, but it actually will improve glycogen storage. And the other thing is, protein has been shown to increase glycogen storage, and a little bit of muscle contraction. So all of these things I applied, even a little bit of coffee or green tea, has a little bit of caffeine, has been shown to increase glycogen synthesis. So these are strategies that you take from multi-sport athletes, for instance, because the research on bodybuilding is definitely coming out, a lot of new research in it, but there's a lot that hasn't been studied. All that being said, there's a lot more research on natural bodybuilding now than there was, say, 5-10 years ago, which is very great because it helps competitors. That's where the beauty of this research comes into play, the education, understanding protein's going to accelerate glycogen resynthesis, right? A little bit of caffeine will do it, a little bit of sodium will do it, all of these aspects. So anyway, all of that was learned at this competition. I feel real good about the peak for this show. Lots to be learned still. But yeah, it's fascinating, and I'm glad I was able to take you guys along with me. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you a little bit of the hotel, the area I'm around. It's just really nice, and I'm in a parking garage right here, so yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyway, thank you guys as always, and until next time. So here we are, the Hilton, and there's the Whole Foods. See it? Right there. Literally stone's throw away. And there's the area. Nice area. Cool area. I mean, that is pretty awesome. It's never been that close, and it just worked out that way. It was so awesome. I mean, what a great, in a great area, and got a great rate for the hotel. It was less than $100. I think it was like $84 a night. I mean, that's a really nice hotel.